Hello everybody, God bless each and every one of you. I'm on my way to work. It is the 23rd day of December, 2 days prior to Christmas. It is 2019. It is Monday morning, the start of the work week. But as you know, it'll be a shortened work week because we'll have Wednesday off for Christmas, or at least most of us will. So, I want to make this a quick video because I want to talk about something. I have, well, I don't know how to put this, but recently, someone had watched my videos, had come up to me at a function and said that it seemed like that I was bashing on Catholics, or, Catholicism and or the Pope, and that I really shouldn't be doing that because, they're basically the same as we are, Protestant. And I thought about it and I thought no, because you know what? Yesterday, once again, the Pope came out with another ridiculous statement. And I'm going to give you some statements here that this Pope that's been Pope, I think, since 2013 or 2014. I don't know the numbers of them or their names or whatever. But over the weekend, he came out with a statement through the Vatican that believers in Jesus Christ should not try to convert or witness, I think the word he witnessed, to non-believers. Now, I about fell in the floor. My jaw about hit the floor. That is exactly what Jesus Christ tells believers to do, is to talk to the non-believers, or the ones that do not believe, and try to tell them what Jesus did and to accept Christ so they don't die lost. That is the point of Christianity. That is the main goal of every Christian, is to witness to unbelievers. That's your job. Of course, he's also said other things within the last few years, like we all worship the same God no matter what. It's all the same. Buddhism, Taoism, Muslim or Islam, whatever else there is. There's a million other religions out there. That was one that he came up with in the last couple years. Another one he recently came up with was there really isn't a hell per se, but what there is, meaning, what we perceive as a hell, is only for the most evil and vile people on the face of the earth. That's only for the most evil of evil that go there. Now, we know that that's not true, because the Lord tells us that the path that leadeth to destruction is broad, meaning it's wide, meaning many people will go that way. Destruction means hell, or the second death. I just don't understand why people that, I don't have a problem with Catholics as a person, but what I have a problem with is what their Pope is putting out for them to follow. And my friends, look, I don't mean no harm. Please don't be angry at me or anything like that. But I'm just speaking straight out of the Bible, what Jesus Christ tells us, especially in the New Testament. Do you realize that hell is mentioned more in the Bible than heaven? I believe hell is mentioned anywhere. I think it's either 53 or 54 times. And that goes to show you how much emphasis God and Jesus puts on hell, because they don't want you to go there. Then you got the leader of probably the most largest the most largest religious organization on earth, telling you hell doesn't really exist, that's not really, what it is. It's really only for like your Hitlers and your Stalins and your Pol Pots and your mass murderers. That's who hell's for. No, I'm sorry, it's not. Hell is for anybody that's not accepted Christ, that's not repented of their sins. That is exactly why hell is there. There's been I'm sure some of the people that's been very good people, but they have never accepted Christ, nor have they never repented. And they're in hell. And I can say that because the Bible tells me so. Another thing he talked about, the first time he came out for the gay marriage, that God made a person that way. Now, when people come up and say that to me, I just simply say, well, then why? If that's the fact, then basically God in His Word is contradicting Himself, because in the book of Leviticus, I believe it's chapter 19, God calls it an abomination, that a man shall not lieth with a man as he does a woman, and a woman shall not lieth with a woman as she does a man. I believe it's chapter 19, maybe verse 21 to somewhere in that neck of the woods. If you want to correct me, go right ahead, but it is the book of Leviticus. Now, you'll have people come up to me and say, oh, David, that's Old Testament. We don't really follow that anymore. And to a point, that's true, although we do follow the Ten Commandments and things like that. We follow the New Covenant or the New Testament. Well, then that's fine. Well, Jesus tells us that no drunkards, no liars, no gamblers, no fornicators, no adulterers, no homosexuals will enter into the kingdom of heaven. Now, if God made them that way, and if that's the fact and the Pope says it's okay, then they're automatically damned to hell from birth. You understand what I'm trying to say? God is our creator. There's no contradiction in His Word. The contradiction comes within man and their interpretation of His Word, twisting it to whatever the times that we live in to try to set with those times. Now, can you imagine Pope John Paul? The one that I did know was Pope John Paul II, the one from Poland, because I visited his church, I think it was called the Church of the Black Madonna in Poland years ago when he was still alive and was still Pope. Can you imagine him saying stuff like that? We all worship the same God. There really isn't any hell, and believers shouldn't try to convert or witness to non-believers. Can you imagine him saying stuff like that? And I went there in 2002, so we're not talking 50 years ago in the Stone Age. We're still talking the 21st century. No, you couldn't imagine him saying that. Anyways, just believe me. Be careful what you get into. Read the Word of God, and if it don't line up with what whomever is saying, I'm not just picking on the Pope. There's evangelical ministers out there that are way off kilter, that absolutely speak some goofy stuff. So it ain't just Pope picking day. It's not what I'm doing. It's anybody that doesn't follow the Word of God. You can dislike this video all you want. You can dislike it till the cows come home. Does not make it so. What I'm telling you is the truth, and it comes from the Word of God. That's why they say sometimes the truth hurts. Take care. God bless each and every one of you, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.